A $10,000 Christmas debt disaster. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because I thought we'd have a look at this, well, Dear Jane letter from news.com.au, or sisters-in-law as they call it, where a mother is sharing some of her concerns about debt collectors from splurging at Christmas. And when we get into it, it's a bit crazy. $10,000 in gifts. $10,000 in debt she's racked up over this. Which, I mean, honestly, we splurged this Christmas. You know, we spent more money than we needed to. We bought the kids lots of Lego. You know, we went a bit crazy. And Rachel's mother bought a whole lot of Lego. My mother bought a whole lot of Lego. I was discussing it this morning with Rachel and Mina, going, you know, we really did splurge. How much do you think we spent on the kids' presents? And, well, I'll have a shot of coffee, and let me know in the comments what you think I would consider splurging on presents for 5 children is. That's good. So, $500, give or take a bit. You know, which is, you can get a fair amount of presents for that. A lot of them are big Lego kits. And I like the Lego, to be honest, because, well, they're playing with my Lego. The kids are playing with the 30-year-old Lego that I had. So I kind of see it as a long-term toy. Sure, it's plastic, but it's good quality, and they can, you know, create with it. So let's have a look at this. So we didn't rack up $10,000. I can't understand. Now, if you're a regular viewer, you'll see whenever we discuss superannuation, I like to advocate for people having control of their own money. Sure, we'll have newspaper articles about people who took out their 20 grand in super and spent it on boob jobs, or the second most likely expense that people spent it on was gambling, where the first was paying off debt. So I'm hoping these are just signs of a fundamental lack of financial literacy. And then people will say, nah, foreign people are too stupid, they'll just spend it. You need to force them to save. And whenever I talk about something like this, where someone's made a terrible decision or just wasted a lot of money, that really flies in the face of my arguments against giving people individual control of their own money, sadly. I still think it shows how terrible our financial literacy is, and not just in Australia, in America too, and probably a lot of countries. So why are the education systems failing again and again and again? So sisters-in-law, a mum terrified of debt collectors coming to take away the kids' Christmas presents. How she couldn't have spent 10 grand on kids' Christmas presents. That's not possible. So a single mother of 3 got wrapped up in the excitement of Christmas and splashed out $10,000 on gifts, but now she can't make the repayments. Well, you've got to sell. You've got to, if you can't make the repayments, you've got to take the presents off the kids. You've got to pull them aside and say, Mum made a mistake. I borrowed money to pay for these presents. I have to take them off you. Sorry. We're not doing it again. You know, that's the Christmas the kids will remember. Probably, honestly, it probably would be better for the kids to have that memory of mummy doing something stupid with money, going into debt, so they could grow up with, well, a little bit of improved financial capability than mummy dearest. That would be a searing memory. That'd be better than any education at school. What do you reckon? Or is that too harsh? But only 3 kids, 10 grand, so she's obviously just gone crazy and bought stuff for herself. So welcome to Sisters-in-Law, news.com.au's weekly column solving all of your legal problems. This week, our resident lawyers and real-life sisters Alison and Gillian Barrett from Maurice Blackburn help someone being chased for repayments after borrowing from a loan company. I mean, this... Why the hell are people borrowing that much money just for Christmas presents? You can go to Kmart and buy toys for like $5. That's what we did last year. I went to Kmart and I probably spent $30 on all the kids. You know, I got little pew-pew guns and swords. Sure, it smashes apart. I think some of it's lasted a year. Most of it will get destroyed in a few weeks. It's Christmas, okay? Wow, $10,000. I feel sorry for this woman. She's got absolutely no idea. No idea at all. 10 grand. And is it, you know, Should these financial companies be lending money to people this stupid? I'm a single mother with 3 kids, and I really wanted to give them the best Christmas, as last year was so hard on us all. I couldn't get a bank loan, so I borrowed money from one of the same-day loan companies you see advertising on TV. See, this is the thing. She's probably feeling guilty. She's probably feeling guilty. I got wrapped up in the excitement and ended up spending over $10,000 all up. $10,000. Think how much that could earn you if you'd invested it in a dividend-generating EFT and just sat it there and forgot about it. The next year you could have used that money to buy presents for your kids. 10 grand? She had to have spent it on other stuff, not the kids. I think the kids is a bullshit sob story, to be honest. I think it's a complete BS sob story. I think she pissed it away on herself. Now the reality is set in and I can't make the repayments. Well, I'm really worried, as the company has been in touch, saying that if I don't start paying up, it will be deferred to a collection agency. I'm terrified of someone coming to the door and taking away the kids' Christmas presents. What are my rights? Helen from NT. Now, I'm really hoping this is a fake letter. I'm really hoping this is a fake letter. But it may not be. It may not be. What did you buy? 10 grand? What, 3 kids? I don't understand how that's possible. What did she give the kids? Like Xboxes and furniture, or a car, or a big television? You're sending your children the wrong message. Unbelievable. So, we can assure you that a lender is not legally allowed to turn up at your door and take away your kids' Christmas presents the minute you do not make a loan repayment. Yeah, well, if it takes a while, and the presents probably aren't worth anything. There are certain legal steps and sometimes debt recovery proceedings that must be followed before a lender can do things like deduct money from your wages or sell your assets to recover the money loaned to you. The loan agreement you signed will have outlined the terms of the credit, including things like fees and charges, interest rates, repayments, and whether there was security against the loan. Without seeing the terms of the loan agreement, we can't provide you with specific advice. However, we can give you some general advice that applies to most people in your situation. Yeah, don't get in it. Children don't... 10 grand? That's like 30 years of presents. 40 years of presents. Even less. You know what you do? You go to the silver shop, you buy them each a silver coin, and you give that to them. There you go, kids. What, $50 tops? Am I just not up with it, guys, with how much you've got to spoil your kids? Wow. I guess I'm trying to think back. I mean, I was spoiled in it. I was an only child. So I got Lego. I remember I got a Nintendo one time. But I still friends. They got a Commodore 64. I was jealous of that. But I'm trying to think back. You know, lots of Lego I got. But as I've said, it's still here. How much of this 10 grand worth of stuff do you think's still around? How much do you think of it has been eaten, drank, and smoked away? The first thing you should do is read and understand the loan agreement, and importantly, all of the fine print. Yeah, before you sign, but this will detail your rights and obligations under the loan, and what happens when you don't meet the loan repayments. Often the best option in this situation is to be proactive and contact the lender in an attempt to come to an agreement about the repayment of the loan. This may be a payment plan of smaller repayments over a longer period of time. A common clause found in loan contracts refers to security over the loan. A lender often expects you to list certain assets on the loan document as security. For example, this may be a car. If you are unable to meet the repayments, the lender can sell any assets you listed on the loan agreement as security. To do this, national laws say they need to send you a default notice that outlines how much money you are behind on the loan and give you 30 days to get up to date with your repayments. If you receive a default notice like this, or the lender is threatening to take you to court, you should act quickly, following the steps outlined below. If your circumstances have changed since taking out the loan, meaning you now can't meet the repayments, national laws give you the right to apply for a hardship variation under the loan. Financial hardship can be caused by a large variety of reasons, for example, illness, loss of employment, or family breakdown. I bet you there are a lot of people that are really happy we don't have debtors' prisons anymore. You know, I guess that's the heritage of our nation, isn't it? How many people sent over here were for debtors' prisons? Or that's why they were convicts? It's in our genome, guys. A collective memory here in Australia. Bad financial decisions going right back. I guess it's part of just human history. Hopefully people can learn. Hopefully people will learn from this. We've got more access to information, more exposure to other ideas. I think it's quite sad. This poor lady, if she tried to make up for a tough year for her kids, and she's from the Northern Territory, they didn't have it that strict up there, did they? The lockdowns weren't that bad. Maybe it's just personal issues they had. But still, trying to compensate, I think. You see this a lot with parents. Sometimes compensating, splurging on the kids. In this situation, you can ask the lender for any type of variation to the repayment. You should do this in writing and give details about what has caused the hardship, your current income and expenses, what repayments you can afford and when. When you are negotiating this change to your repayment, it is in your best interest if you continue to pay something towards the loan, even if it is only a minimal amount, as this shows your intentions to repay the loan. If the lender does not agree to the change, they need to detail the reasons why and outline your rights, which will be to lodge a dispute with the lender's dispute resolution team and lodge a complaint with the Australian Financial Complaints Authority. If you don't have any reasons for financial hardship and realistically you could not afford the repayments when you received the loan, you should get legal advice immediately. Yeah, can you afford legal advice? You need to go to voluntary places to help you get out of this mess. Lenders have a legal obligation to assess your financial position to ensure you can pay the repayments without substantial hardship. See, here they are the responsibility. Maybe this is why, fundamentally, this is why, right here, we've got such terrible financial literacy, because we don't even have to have the mental and financial competence to determine if we can afford to be in a financial situation to take a loan without. We don't even need that. It's the lender's job. They're putting this responsibility on the lender. What do you think? Is that fair or reasonable? Or is that, I mean, it probably sounds like a fair and well-intentioned idea, but now as a nation, our financial literacy is atrophied to such a point, you've got people borrowing money who probably couldn't even figure out if they're in the financial position to afford the repayments. If they didn't do this properly, and you should never have been given the loan, they may have breached the law. If it eventuates that you don't get up to date with the repayments, come to an agreement with the lender or lodge a complaint, the lender can then apply to court. In the Northern Territory, debt recovery claims for amounts over $10,000 needs to be brought by the lender in the local court. The lender might ask the court to order you to explain your financial situation and provide any supporting documentation. Pay a regular amount directly from your wages. Provide some of your assets to the lender so they can sell them to reduce the size of your loan. Usually, any Centrelink benefits, assets that are essential to your household, and personal items cannot be taken from you, so they can't garnish Centrelink. It must be a stressful life, really, living like this, getting into this mess and then digging your way out of it. You've got to find a way to do it. How much work is there in the NT? If a court order like this is made against you, it will likely affect your credit rating. You may also be required to pay the lender's cost of bringing the legal action. There are free financial counseling services available who will be able to assist you further, and the legal information is general in nature and should not be regarded as specific legal advice or relied upon. And they're saying you should contact a solicitor, which always costs money. So do you think, unless you go to one of the free sources of advice, do you think this is real? Do you think this is real? Do you think a Northern Territory single mother racked up $10,000 in debt for Christmas gifts? It can't. Can it be real? What do you reckon, everyone? It just shows you. You need to take control of your finances. How is it? How do we just think about someone like this has the same influence on our political system as everyone else. They've got the same vote. And they can't even, they get themselves in a trap like this. How can our education system be amended? How can we get financial literacy to a competent level for people out there when they're doing stuff like this? What can we do? Well, YouTube is an avenue. More and more people have access to financial information and advice, but then there's a lot of shysters out there as well. The simple thing is avoid debt and don't spend more than you earn. That's the simple rule. Don't spend more than you earn. If you can't afford it, if you can't pay it with cash, or you've got a debit card where you can tap it where you've got the money in the bank, don't go into debt for crap that's going to lose its value instantly, like Christmas presents. I don't know. What do you reckon, everyone? Do you think this is common to Australia or fringe? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.